of people, because my strategy was that those people would might be motivated to sell their home since they're already behind on their taxes and their house is going to auction. I got a list. So I got a list of all those um, homes, and I hired a VA to skip trace their phone numbers, and I just started calling them. And most, so nobody wanted to sell, or of course, I had some people who didn't pick up, or they just hung up, or they just said, hey, don't call anymore, typical stuff, that I'm sure you're probably familiar with, so that has been my strategy so far. So that was with the tax deed auctions. So I think my next strategy may be to target people whose homes are in the pre-foreclosure state. Do you have any advice or recommendations as far as what I could do differently?
So tax deeds, what I'm interested to know what brought you to tax deeds for you said wholesaling, right?
Yeah.
What made you think about tax deeds for foreclosure? I mean, yeah, for a wholesale.
Because my mindset was the owners of those homes might be motivated to sell since their homes are going to auction by the county. So that was my motivation as far as thinking these may be some motivated sellers.
Okay. So if with the tax deed, you're in the Houston area, correct?
Yes.
All right. So in the Houston area, how much interest do you accumulate for the homes if you buy them tax deed?
How much interest do you accumulate on a home during the tax deed? You mean how much would the owner have to pay in interest?
Yeah.
Okay, it depends. If they redeem their home in the first, they have 2 years to redeem their home after the home is auctioned off. So if they redeem their home, the first year is 25% they have to pay to the person who bought the home on top of the taxes and fees they owe to the county. If they redeem their home in the second year, they have to pay an additional 50% on top of the back taxes and fees. And they have to pay that additional 50% to the person who purchased the home at the tax auction.
All right, great deal. Now, the reason why I asked you that, right now you say you work with stock, you play in the stock market, right?
I swing trade and day trade, yeah.
Okay, the swing trading and day trading, you
Right.
pretty much, you can make about 500% return on your money, up to 1,000% return on your money quickly, right?
Not consistently. I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions about swing trading and day trading. It is possible. I mean, there are those times where you may have you may get those types of trades, but that's not typical. Most of the time, most of your trades, I mean, most consistent traders, you're gonna get probably, I would say, about 30% on trades. So
30%?
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes less, sometimes more. It just all depends. But
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So 500. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so 500% gains. I mean, those are kind of, a lot of people kind of put that information out there just to make people think that they could get rich quick, but it does take time in order to be consistent, and more realistically, the returns are a lot lower, but you can still make money,
No, awesome. No. The only reason why I brought that up is because remember I told you earlier, I try to take notes when we talk. I said a 9 to 5, use your money to invest your 9 to 5, make the money at 9 to 5, but use that money to invest into an investing account.
Right.
If you buy with the tax deed houses, in my opinion, I think that's a great investment account to make quick money. And 25,
Yes.
if you average 30% on stocks, 25% and 50%, awesome.
Yeah, so, the only thing with the tax deed is, though, yeah, it is a great long-term play if you're okay with tying up your money for like a year or two. But if you want to get that money back a lot quicker, I mean, because most of the positions that I'm in for, you know, for sometimes that same day, or sometimes like a couple of weeks or a month or two, you know, so the turnaround time is pretty quick, and then I can just turn around and then reinvest that money into, you know, a brand new position. So but yeah, but that is something that I have considered. I mean, because that's guaranteed money where you're guaranteed 25 to 50% return if the person redeems the property, and if not, you get a free house. You know, well,
Right. That's awesome right there.
And that part is better. And that part is better than the stock market.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the things that I've been looking at. But as far as wholesaling, I mean, I kind of wanted to start there just because I do want to eventually, you know, because I'm just looking at different ways to like make money, you know. So
no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. What I'm doing is I'm taking what you're already doing and I'm growing on it, right?
Yep.
That's it. I'm showing you what I would do if I was you, and I'm trying to answer your question with advice. So my thing about it is, if you can make a 25% return on your investment in a year and a 50% return on your investment, or get a house for as little as pennies on a dollar, then I would definitely say that that's definitely a move, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's the tax deed part. So that's why I asked you what your thought pattern. Now let's talk about the foreclosures. Foreclosures for a wholesale. So how much experience do you have with working with banks?
Not that much. I mean, my exposure has been limited to, you know, just the house that we own now, or just, you know, just your typical banking transactions that you would do during the course of your day-to-day life, you know. So, but yeah.
Okay, so the reason why I asked you that question is because when you start doing foreclosures, you have to understand and know the foreclosure process. If you start calling people that's in pre-foreclosure and you don't understand what that really means, and you're just calling them, you're actually just burning a lot of time and effort in a process that may not work out for the best for you.
Okay.
The reason why, because you can be in pre-foreclosure, foreclosure for 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, and then some folks be in foreclosures quick. I mean, they want to they enlist pendants, and once they enlist pendant, you ever heard the word enlist pendant before?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's when you got a chance. But if you get them in too early, you know, boom. And then if you call the foreclosure people, if you understand the process, you can work with the bank and they'll hook you up, and then you can keep the house. You can get the house subject to, and you can do all kind of other things. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is just saying that, hey, as a wholesale, it may be a strategy, but I think that strategy is more of another long-term hold or a lease option.
Okay.
Now, what other strategy where you can get a house and get a free house pretty much by letting somebody else pay for it? I mean, with a lease option, you definitely can buy. You can have the house under contract with the people that's going to lose their house, and they owe $15,000. The house is worth $250,000. You can easily say, hey, come with a $20,000 down payment, pay the bank that $15,000, put $5,000 in your pocket, and have the deed to the house and take over that house, and then got a renter in the house paying you $2,000 a month, and you got $5,000 up front, you got $2,000 coming a month, and minus the mortgage and the tax and the insurance. But the people walked away from the house, and you got a free house.
And that's with the subject to, correct?
Subject to, yeah. Take it subject to the existing loan on there. It's in pre-foreclosure. They owe some money. You get the people that want to buy the house to pay the down payment over that amount. You pay off the amount that the bank is asking for. You put the other part in your pocket, and then you get charged them rent each month.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds beautiful, don't it?
Yeah.
So those two strategies, the two motivated avenues you taking is great, but it comes with more knowledge on understanding the process and why you want to do it. So I would encourage you to try something different. I would encourage you to, if you want to do wholesaling, I would encourage you to try co-wholesaling or JV, joint ventures or co-wholesaling. As you drive around, any signs that says we buy houses, we buy the house for cheap, write the number down and call and talk to them. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go buy you some signs from dirt cheap signs. And you need to buy some signs. We buy houses for cheap, or sell your house fast and all that stuff. And then you put the signs up right beside the people that putting signs. You just put your sign up higher where it's harder to get to. Now that's an avenue, because if a real wholesaler is really knowing the market, they know that that's a hot area and they're telling you where to buy houses at. If a sign has been up and you drove past it a couple times and you notice it a couple times, then that means that a couple weeks later and a couple months later, that means that nobody's maintaining it. The city ain't coming to take them signs down, and nobody getting in trouble for having signs up. So now you get free advertisement for whatever number you use. Mm-hmm. You don't want to put your personal cell phone number on there. Please do not.
Oh yeah, no. Absolutely not.
You got a free phone number called Google Voice if you got a Gmail account. You ever heard of Google Voice?
No, well, but I have a Grasshopper account, so okay. Yeah, I use that.
You got the, well, look. So what I would actually do, I don't know nothing about Grasshopper. You can educate me. I'll shut up and listen.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, I was reading a book on business credit, and they were saying that Google Voice accounts are okay, but they were saying, I forget exactly what the language was, but they were saying that it's better to get a number that was not a Google Voice number. I mean, the Grasshopper number is basically the same thing, though. It's basically just a business phone number. So yeah.
Yeah, that's more business minded when you do it that way, just like your email address.
I'm sorry.
Is it free?
No, it's about $20 a month.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's how you did my Magic Jack. My Magic Jack $20 a year. Yeah. Magic Jack is what okay. So what I would say that so Ben, once you get into, you don't have any rental properties right now, do you?
No.
So I use my Google Voice for rental properties for my tenants. Why? Because every time they call me, I don't have to answer the phone. If they leave a message and on that call, it's going to translate into words and email it to me. Mm-hmm. I love that. If I send a text message to them and they send a text back to me, it emails it to me. So if I go to court, I have everything in text message in my email that we already communicated and have on file. Mm-hmm. And anytime they call me, it's automatic documented in the email. I ain't got to go in there with no doggone call log. It's all in the email. So I love Google Voice. And Mike Butler taught us about Google Voice for landlords. Now, Magic Jack, I had on my own when I first started because I went overseas with the military, and then I used Magic Jack while I was over there. You know, you pay $20 for a whole year. You got a phone to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. And then you can put that on your cell phone and use it as a cell phone or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I kept Magic Jack and I just buy it for the 5-year plan. And I will put that on a sign. I had that on some of my signs. And I got a voicemail that says, hey, if you're calling to sell, press 1. If you're calling to buy a house, press 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way that I kind of streamline people doing it. But I do love Google Voice. I do that. I'll check out Grasshopper as another opportunity to see another phone number too. But just that's what I would caution. I mean, if you do get rentals, I definitely say Google Voice for sure for them. Because you don't want people bothering you on your personal cell phone, and you don't want to answer the phone every time somebody calls.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So that's a way that you can still get stuff fixed. And then after they leave a message, hell, I send them a text message saying it'll be complete no later than tomorrow. Or somebody be over there talk to you. Please answer the phone when they call.
Right.
Exactly what I didn't do. but okay, so I would say co-wholesaling JV. Go to you if you're in the Houston area. Google search. Go on Facebook, Instagram, and find groups that's Houston Sell Your House Fast or Houston Real Estate Investors. Talk to them and partner with. Hold on, man. He over here barking. Let me put him down. Hold on. Oh man. Oh God, they're barking.
I know LT had another child.
All right, sorry about that. I think he wanted to go potty, so I had to take him down to the front. All right, so that's the thing, man. So go ahead and that's my thing. I would think to start out with wholesaling, a good way to make money is to partner with somebody I already know what they're doing, and I already have a strategy in place. You just need to have your contract ready for them and make sure they're reasonable. And split the price with them for a little while if you want to, or whatever, part that you bring. If you bring a buyer and they got a seller, then you should have everything in place. If you got a buyer, now hold on. If they're a seller, they should have everything in place and you just bring the buyer.
Right.
Right. If you're the seller, then you got to have the title company, you got to have the contract in place. And if they bring a buyer, you don't have to split that 50-50 with them. You can split that a different percentage because you got everything. You got 70% of the deal done. So 30 or 20%. Because they just bring in 20%. Now, if so that's just my opinion. Y'all do the math how you want to. Some folks do 50-50, but some folks that have everything in place, they say, well, I only need a buyer, so I ain't that motivated to give up another 20%.
Right.
So that's how that's my suggestion and recommendation. You can go on Zillow and realtor. Go to different real estate. What do they call? Shoot, I can't think of the word right now. Real estate, the ones that sell houses, realtor and Zillow and stuff. Go to for sale by owner. Yeah. And that phone number is there. So if you use for sale by owner on realtor or Zillow or Redfin or whatever else, they actually give you the person name and number that's want to sell the house. Mm-hmm. That's one way to that's another way to get started. So yeah, absolutely. Those are better ways. On tax deeds, I think that's a great way to make money in real estate long term, like later on, or get a property for free. Pre-foreclosure, that's a way for a subject to deal, and they do a lease option for to make money over and over again. But when it comes to wholesaling, I think the best way is either JVing or co-wholesaling with somebody else. And if you can make, $15,000 to $20,000 per deal doing just that, they do all the work. I think that's beautiful. Yeah. I think that's beautiful. So that's my suggestion and recommendation. And I hope that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Y'all, for everybody that's joined the call, pretty much Mr. Christian was on the call early and we started rapping and talking it. He's in the Houston area and he's starting to start a wholesaling in the Houston area. And instead of me talking about what I was going to talk about, I really talk about things y'all want to talk about. I told him it's real informal. We just try and help everybody to learn a little bit about a strategy or strategies to win in real estate and also teach a little financial literacy. Just a recap for everyone that just joined or joined in mid-scribe while talking to Mr. Christian. I'm all for you having a 9-to-5, right? A 9-to-5 mean that you got insurance. That means you got a W-4 form. That means that, hey, when you go to the bank and you want to buy a house or you want to go and buy a car and you want to go buy something, you got something to show you got legitimate money. It's going to come back and forward every time. You got some insurance in place so that, hey, if something happened to your family, you got doctor's insurance, you got dental insurance. Hopefully you got all that in place because the 9-to-5 provide those things for you. And then you got a structure that you can look and learn how to structure your business as you grow your business. Guys, it's not Einstein, right? Every business that you work for and that you work with have a system in place. Go in there and talk to those people about their system. Pay attention to how payroll works. Pay attention to how you got to sign in, sign out. Pay attention to the process, the SOPs that they got in place, because all those things you will need in your business. You need the systems in place. Right now, the system they got in place may not be exactly the same, but it's transformable, transferable over to another deal. If you play basketball and you play football, you can transfer those skills, right? You can use some of those skills in basketball jumping that you can use as a wide receiver jump, right? You can use them. Two different sports, but you can still do it. So just because you got a job of your own and a business of your own, use your job as a model. Then after that, use the 9-to-5 constant check you get to invest into real estate. That's the best money you're making. I believe if you're paying God 10%, you should be paying yourself 10%, right? And then you should be paying your savings account 10%, investment savings account, not just savings account, putting your money in the bank with a little bow on there and saying, hey, bank, go lend my money out to somebody else. Right. Take that money, make your own bank. You be the bank. So you already gave God, you gave charity 10%. Now the other 10% need to go into an investment account, right? And then once you get to a certain amount of money saved in the bank, I do not believe, I think 3 months of your salary, if you can save up 3 months of your salary or your checks or how much ever money you spend out of month, that's all you should save in the bank. That's the only thing that should stay in the bank. Everything else need to go in your investment savings account. Money that's making money, going out there bringing more money back. So we talked about tax deeds. Tax deeds is a great way to make money on your money. If you want to lock your money up for 2 years with the hope that, hey, I can get up to 50% of my money back, hey, outstanding. I just brought money back. If I don't get the 50% back, I get a whole property. What you got, Vincent?
They say Texas, I thought Texas was one of the best states to do. I think it's a lead state, but I thought that's one of the best states to do it because you get your money back. I think they do it every 6 months. But people who know that Texas gonna pay, so you get a 12.5 return to your money every 6 months. You get that return on it, so that's one of the best investments you could do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in Texas, the owner, they have 2 years to redeem their property, and if they redeem it in the first year, you get 25%. If they redeem it within the second year, then it's you get 50%.
So I would say that. Go ahead.
No, I said that's awesome because I had thought I had read that they look at it every 6 months before it goes into the system. But you said it's like 2 years before it go through the foreclosure process. So it is like 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. Then it's 2 years. So
no, well, by the time the property is auctioned off by the county, when it's auctioned off by the county, if you or I were to buy that property, then from the time that we bought it, the clock would start ticking from that point on. And so
it's back to what you said, LT. If you got extra money, your money should always be working.
Exactly.
Point blank. So that's another stream of income if you can do it. Multiple streams of income. Everybody need to read that book.
Absolutely. And that's why I would encourage people that want to get in real estate to say, hey, I want to get in real estate, but I don't want to get in right now, but I do want to make some money in there. Well, hey, go buy tax houses. And I think that's a great way to make money on your money while you're still learning, right? You ain't actively working. The only thing I would say that as a word of caution for anybody that just heard what I just said, you need to research the address of the property that you're buying. Don't go out there and buy some property in the middle of the woods. You buy something that nobody else wants, or you buy something that got tax liens on it, or you buy something that got all kind of other liens against it because they did a lot of stuff. Because if you buy a tax lien house and they have liens from construction companies or it built stuff on it that also be on there, and you got all kind of county or parish liens on it, you just bought that. And now you got to pay for that to get that property scot-free, or you own it. You own that problem too. Now you do not get the house with a free title, a clean title. Now I may be misspeaking for different counties, but in Louisiana, that title is cloudy for at least 5 years. You got to keep that thing for 5 years. Then you can go pay a lawyer to show that you had the house for over 5 years and you would like a clean title and pay the money for a clean title.
Yeah.
Now, how do it work? You know how it works, Krishna?
Yeah. In Texas, after the 2 years, you can get a marketable title. And typically when the county auctions off the house, it eliminates most of the time, most other liens that are associated with the property. So in most instances, you wouldn't have to worry about any secondary liens or anything like that, because once the county auctions the property off, those liens are usually wiped away. And then you would just have to wait for the 2 years to be able to actually, have a marketable title that's clean without any issues, and then you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, and you can market for wholesale. You can market to those same people because they could take you first. You the first one they thinking about. So if you go take the lead on that property, I'll go ahead and start marketing to them because they might want to sell it to you before they go through foreclosure.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the if you buy the house at auction, they can still just go back and pay the back taxes and get the property back. So that's why you have to wait for those 2 years.
Okay.
Right.
Tracking. Well, that's what's up. But I mean, that's really what that's I mean, like I said, they.
But it is a good opportunity, though. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, great. And that's why I said, I like to thank you so much for sharing the information about the stock market, about the average usually be a 30% return on day trading or either swing trading. However, we know that you got capital gain charges, you got other stuff that's at the end of the year for short-term investments, right?
Yeah, I mean, and let me just clarify. I mean, and I guess too, a lot of it depends on what strategy is used, because there's a lot of risk management strategies out there, like a lot of profit target strategies out there. I mean, even 30% is kind of high. I mean, because most traders, they have a certain goal that they want to reach every day, whether it's they want to double the amount of money that they risk or triple the amount of money that they risk, so they kind of look at it that way, when it comes to trading options, though, that's when your profits can be a lot greater, but still, it's hard to really have consistent days where you're making, huge gains like 50 and 60%. I mean, it does happen. I mean, I've had lots of days like that, but I would say most of the time the gains are more conservative, around the 20 to 30% range,
Absolutely. And I mean, I've dabbled in stocks with this last year during COVID-19. And I went ahead and bought options, and I did the 3-year options. All right. I did the farthest out, and I bought them, I did the safe route. And I bought nothing but technology right then. So, I knew I was going to win, but exactly. Hey, man, look, I'm in real estate for a reason. I like safe.
But hey, man, those leap year options are great because, I mean, and during COVID, that was one of the best times to buy, because because the market had crashed so far that, you know, when it started coming back up, I mean, if people had gotten in even in March or April or May, you know, I mean, once that thing started turning around, man, it was like just skyrocketing, man, you know. So but yeah, but yeah, I mean, buying options a year or two out, I think that's a great strategy because they're a lot safer, you know, than the shorter term options, obviously, you know.
Oh yeah, hey, look, I try to avoid that capital gain. I want to make the money. I want to
Oh,
keep the
yeah.
money, not spend the money.
I got you.
A year and a day. If you keep it a year and a
Exactly.
day, you get away from that capital gain.
Exactly.
So, nah, man, I appreciate you sharing that. I mean, the most important thing I got out of that part with comparing the stock market with that 25%, I mean, that rate is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? To make
It is.
25% of your money in 1 year is awesome.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, thank you for sharing that, because now I know that if I do want to start buying tax deed houses, I'm definitely going to look in the Houston area for sure to invest my money over there if I want to park it. Because honestly, let's look at it like this. You know, you got it, like you said a whole lot of a mouthful when you said you got to have your strategy. It depends on your strategy, right?
Right.
My strategy was clear. I share it with everyone because I like to help folks, you know, kind of think and brainstorm a strategy for them. But my strategy was clear. For every child I have, I want a house for them. If I die today tomorrow, I have enough insurance on me to pay off all the houses, and now my kids have somewhere they can lay their head at if nothing else fails. I gave them more than any other person that only gave them one house, the fight over. I gave them all one house.
Yeah.
Right? That was my technique for investing in my why. Then I want to buy rental properties because I want to make my money over and over again. I want to invest one time in a down payment, or invest one time in whatever I invest in, the education or whatever to get the property. But each month I make money again and again and again, and I only invest it one time. So my money is returning 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000%. When you look at it, you put in $5,000 down for a house, and then all of a sudden you keep it for 15 to 20 years, and you then went up on your rent by 3% cost of living rates each year. And then when the person move out, you start all over again. The long term on all those properties, if you multiply that, you made a lot of percentage return on your investments. It's just how you look at it. Then the second part about that is I buy all my properties, my rental properties, I try to buy them the same zip code. I do the Burr method. I put more into my house and I make them look very nice. I want everybody to fight over my house and want my property. Now I don't have to get the person that, oh, I just got to rent to them because I want to rent the house out. No. I'm getting the better person because the better person want a better property, and I can vet them better, and I can do the background check, and I can do the criminal check, and I can do the oh yeah, you got to pay a big deposit because my house is worth it. But by buying them in the same zip code, what I just did was I built my comps, because by the time I decide to sell my properties, I'm going to become a realtor and I'm going to make my money off selling my properties that been paid for years ago. And I'm gonna make money again off the same resource that I had making money off at first. So my strategy is really simple. I want to keep making, I want to first bless someone else if something happened to me, my kids. Then I want to live in my money while I'm making money. So while the property's making money each month, I want to make money. And think about it. If I pay the houses off, I can't just put the money in the bank because the bank making money off my money now. I'd rather go to Houston and buy tax sale houses and make 25% of my money a year, or 50% of my money a year, or just accidentally buy another house for pennies on the dollars.
Accidentally. I like that.
So I'm only saying that to give you avenues to think about how real estate can change your life forever, and not just for a short period of time, but forever. And not only change your life, but change your family members and your loved ones' lives.
Right.
It's just encouragement. That's it. So look, we 34 minutes in, and thank you, Christian, for that. I rather, guys, I got away from being all scripted every time. I do have stuff laid out. I did have stuff in my mind. I had my other screen up with some other stuff that I could share with y'all that me and Priscilla talked to this young man about opportunity. But when Christian was on the call first, I just started talking to Christian about his goals, his ambition with real estate, and how did he find us on Meetup. And hey, I rather bless everybody by helping one with their story and their resources and their ideas, and everybody learn from it and we grow from it. And then, hey, hopefully Christian to go tell somebody else, hey, dude, you got a guy out there, man. He telling you the game. Y'all better get on this call. And I hope that everybody else on the call do the same. Tell somebody, because guess what? I have not been sending no emails out lately. Everybody on this call is on this call because they want to be on this call.
Yep, I still be sending emails out. Hope people get on sooner or later. They will.
Exactly. So I stop. I mean, I'm gonna do it whenever I think it's a big class. But y'all already know my other reason why.
Right.
Yeah, I know my other reason why, and I'm putting my engine to you people that everybody that's in my coaching class, our coaching class, not mine. But we're growing, we're shaping, we're gonna be better, and I can't wait. I can't wait till that good news story come in that everybody like, really, this is what happens. So I can't wait because it's gonna happen soon. I know it is, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Period. All right, I'm gonna be like Sherman, $25,000.
Right.
No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't do that. Not for wholesaling. Not for wholesaling. I do it for some of the other stuff, but it take a lot of time out of your schedule, like teaching y'all how to do what me and Christian were talking about the foreclosures, how to talk to the bank and how to work with the bank and how to do all that stuff. Now that's worth that because that's a lot of time. It's going to take you like maybe 3 months to 6 months to close that deal. And if you want somebody to walk you through stuff like that, I can see charging somebody $25,000 one time to do that. And then they learn how to do it and they don't need you no more. But and be there for them if they need you in the future. But wholesaling, nah, man, wholesaling is something that you can do on your own. You don't have to be a part of that. But I mean, I understand you want the coaching, the support, the confidence. You want to make sure you got the right paperwork. You want to make sure you put the stuff write the documents up correctly with the right vocabulary so that, you know, if the deal don't go through, you don't lose your earnest money. And then you want to make sure that you're working with reputable people. Then I can understand why, you know, you definitely need to pay for somebody to coach and mentor you. But it shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg to do that. All right. So what questions anybody else got on the call? Because I mean, we pretty much covered a lot. I mean, a lot in that 34 minutes.
Well, hey, LT, I joined a little late because I cannot find the link. The last one that I think, not the last one I got, but you stopped sending them out kind of right after you switched over to the new calls. And so that previous link wasn't working anymore. And so when you send out the new link, like maybe about 2 months ago, I guess somehow that email has disappeared from back in my old email list. I couldn't find it. But my question was, I came in on the tail end of you talking about tax sales. And I actually was thinking about this over the weekend and was going to suggest maybe see if someone on a call was knowledgeable enough to really kind of do a deep dive into tax sale properties. So I guess my question is, and I know a little bit about them. I know that you don't get a clean title on them. And so a lot of people either hold them for the interest or, and then this is kind of going off into the adjudicated property side. People will buy those particular properties at an auction or a tax sale, and then they will rent them out and only put a limited amount of money in them because they know that they don't own them completely. So one of the questions that I have is when you purchase a tax and lien versus the actual adjudicated property, then how are you making interest on that property every year? Are you getting paid any interest on that property every year, or are you only getting paid when someone comes to redeem it?
Yeah, that's it. When they come redeem it, that's when you get paid. You don't get paid until they redeem it.
So what if they never come redeem it, or you got five
That's how you-
properties and ain't nobody came to claim them?
Now you got 5 properties
Keep
to
the
rent
house.
out.
You keep the house, yeah.
Yeah, you got 5. You get a whole property.
But you don't actually own that house ever, do you? Because you only
Yes.
you only have like a small percentage of it that you actually got a tax lien on. Is that right?
So the way it works is every county and every state is different. So Christian shared with us what goes on in the Houston area, right? However, in your area, in Louisiana, it's a little different. Basically, after 5 years, you can get with a tax lawyer or a tax lawyer or a title company, and you can file to get a clear title, the uncloud of that title, and then you can pay the money for them to do the research to do it, and you show that. You know how in Louisiana you can mow a yard for so long, for like so many years?
Yeah.
And, you take over that property?
Yeah.
Kind of like one of those things, right? You can either mow a yard for a while, you can start moving your fence over and steal your land, and then show that you've been keeping it and cutting it, and you've been open and non-hostile and be a squatter. You can go live in a house for 5 or 6 years and show that, hey, you've been living there 4 or 5 years and ain't been and somebody else can pay the taxes the whole time. But you show that you've been living there for that long period of time without being hostile and crazy or anything, and nothing, and they'll give you that house, right? Okay, so it's kind of like that same scenario. If you do a tax sale and you get that house and you have it for like 5 years, I don't know the time. Don't quote me on the time I'm saying that.
Right. Yeah.
But you can file for a title company to get you a clear title on that property and have that property with the land rights and all that, what's under and above it, because you just get Usifer basically when you get it on tax sale. Well, I'm using your real estate term.
Now,
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I was just gonna just gonna add to that. Yeah, like I was saying, here in Texas, if you win a bid on a tax deed property here in Texas, yeah, like you do own that. You are the deed owner. You are the deed owner of that property, but the owner does have 2 years to reclaim that property by paying the back taxes plus whatever interest, whether it's 25% within the first year or 50% if they come back to redeem the house in the second year. But if they don't, then the house is yours. I mean, you can get a marketable title and you can do whatever you want with it. But most people, when they do that, they make sure that they don't rent the house out or anything like that, because I know here in Texas, if I was to win, if I was to acquire a tax deed property and then like immediately start renting it out, if the owner comes back and redeems that property, if I collected, let's say, $10,000 within the time that I had that property, if I collected that money in rent, I would have to give that money to the owner.
really?
Because I spoke with the county about that, and so they were telling me, yeah, that's why they tell people not to do anything with the property until the 2 years is up, because the owner can redeem that property within that 2-year time frame. But after that, you're free and clear. The house is yours. So if you only spend $5,000 for it and the house is worth 250,000, you're in the money. You know, you're good to go.
Now, I was in a class that one of the people from the city taught out here with us, and they were saying that when you purchase a tax lien, that many people purchase the same lien, but at different percentages. Like you may only own 2% of the rights to that property. Somebody else may own 90, and somebody else may own 8%. And multiple people will have own a percentage of that lien. And somehow they are getting paid their interest on owning a percentage of the lien. And even if one person owns 1%, then whoever really wants to purchase that whole property would have to buy out everybody else's interest. Does this sound familiar to any of you all?
Yes, that's because there's two things, and I was kind of stuck on this too. There's tax liens and tax deeds. So tax liens is the first process where an investor, they'll buy the lien on the property, and the owner will have to pay the lien holder, which is the investor. They'll have to pay them the fees and the interest in order to make that lien go away. But if they don't, but if they don't pay that lien within, like, whatever the time is that the law says, if it's 2 years or 5 years, then the lien holder can apply for the property to go to tax auction, which is the part that I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they are two separate pieces then.
Yeah. So the tax lien is the first part, and then if it's not paid, if the tax lien isn't paid within that time frame, then the property goes to tax auction, and then whoever buys the house at the tax auction, the money from the sale at the tax auction will be
they have to pay off all those liens.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So basically it's like putting your money in a savings account, and then when they pay it, they have to pay all the back interest and whatever the cost is for that percentage that you own.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
As I understand,
all right. So that, I mean, for someone who doesn't want to do any maintenance, don't want to do necessary, or if you just want to diversify your investments, then you could potentially just buy up a bunch of these liens, let them sit, and be gaining 15-20% interest, however much the interest is for your particular county, on that money to be collected whenever someone whenever that property goes to tax sale and someone buys it. Okay.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's just better than the bank. I mean, instead of putting your money in the bank and earning 0.1% or 3%, you putting your money into something that's going to be a tax write-off. So you putting your money from a W-4 job, 9-to-5 job. Instead of you holding it in the bank and not doing nothing else with it, you put it in something like that. Now, if you got investments and you're making money from your investments, sometimes once you're making so much money, you cannot put that money in the bank. You got to spend that money. And in order to spend money, you may want to spend it to something that's going to make you more money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and
absolutely right.
Yeah, and with the tax lien, the good thing about that is the owner will be motivated to repay that debt sooner than later, because they can't refinance or sell the property until they pay that tax lien. That's back to the investor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That was the clarification that I needed. So now I just got to really look and see, as far as Caddo Parish, where to find a list of those particular tax liens and with the process for them to look into those and potentially invest in purchasing some of those.
Absolutely. Okay, so what other questions? Here none. All right. Well, I hope, hey Christian, I hope you found this call to be beneficial, and I hope everybody else that heard
Yeah, absolutely.
the answers and the response and the information they're provided to be beneficiary. I mean, he's in the Houston area. Christian, Joe on the call, I think he's looking to invest in the Houston area. So if you do find some great deals, that's no brainers. I think Joe won't mind buying them. I know he's the money bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can definitely talk about it. I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
Hey Joe, I don't want to misspeak for you, man. You may want to get with Christian, man, so you can. He said he's wholesaling.
Okay, no, that's great information to share. And if LT, do you have his contact information already?
Not at the moment. Let me. Now he got on a meeting from Meetup. You know, I got Meetup too that I paid for. What my message thing there, man? How to put a message in this box?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I can just. I mean, like I don't mind just saying it. I mean, if that's okay.
It's on YouTube Live, man. I won't put your phone on YouTube Live.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't want my.
Put it in the chat.
Your wife will be like, why is it? Who is this calling Christian?
Definitely. Capture contact information, and I'll schedule some time to speak with them. And Christian, it'll be a great partner and work with you.
All right, cool. I mean, that sounds great.
What you got right now? You got any opportunities right now?
I'm working on some opportunities right now. And there's also we have a tax deed auction coming up on August 3rd, so I'll be going to that as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Joe, I'm putting your phone number in the chat box. Okay, Christian just put his phone number in there, Joe. So I'll write it down too. I know you probably driving right now. I know you over there got a phone on and a notepad in one hand, a phone in the other hand, and you taking pictures of a house in another hand.
Hey, I'm taking it in right now.
512-9386.
Job well done today.
Get it in.
Yes, sir.
Joe called me early morning and said, I'm on my way to go look at every house I can find. I'm knocking on doors. I'm kicking in doors. They ain't opening.
Hey,
Joe's serious, man. For real. He ain't playing.
I love to hear it. It motivates me to hear it.
I know. And Jamila, big head, but ain't got in the car. Jamila been blowing me up ever since last week. She's like, LT, I'm off the rig. Come on, man. Let's close the deal. All right, Christian, man. We're a family, brother. We all been around for a while. Joe is the partner in crime. He's the one that pretty much started this thing. He made it happen. And he got so busy making so much money. He said, LT, I'm turning it over to you, brother. I got you. I will support you as you keep doing it.
Hey,
awesome,
typically I don't like when people lie on me, fib on me. But in this case, man, hey, I'm gonna receive this. It'll just turn out to be true.
Well, look, man, I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. Look, Christian, I took your number down, bro. I will get that to Joe because I know, like I said, he is really driving and taking care of business right now. He don't care about how dark it gets. He have flashlights out there looking at the house.
Nah. Hey, I'm done. Hey, I got a little man with me. Hey, I'm done. We done.
Man, don't be doing my little nephew like that. Hey, look, it's past his bedtime, man. He's supposed to be at home. He's supposed to eat his Fruit Loops and be in the bed by now.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, it's summertime. It's time to grind. Hey, he wants that new backpack. The new shoes when he go back, that fresh cut. Hey, he got to work for it, baby.
Joe ain't lying. Joe got that man paying taxes and insurance and everything. He said, you got to learn now. This ain't going to be no surprise to you.
Nope.
Right. Nope. That's so true, though. Back to the words, they teach a man the way it should go. He would
when
not
he gets older.
Yep.
Well, Joe, I'm proud of you, man, because I can't get my son to work. I said, bro, I ain't buying you nothing else.
Yeah.
I done saved a whole lot of money out of this summer. I said, he told me I'm hungry. What they got to do anything? You got to work for that.
You gotta work to eat.
He done got skinny. I gotta hold my guns on this one, man. Until I see bones, you ain't eating.
Hey, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Nah,
Hey, you
man, I'm
talking
just
real
joking.
tough.
Hey, I'm on YouTube, man. I better stop saying that. I'm just playing here, everybody. In YouTube world, I'm just playing. Oh boy. All right, now y'all take it easy, man. It's 9:54. Thank you so much for the night. Thank y'all for y'all presence and look, invite some more people. Like I said, I'm really not shooting out emails. It's on Meetup. I haven't put nothing on Facebook in a while. So everybody on the call, you're on the call because you want to be on it. And I greatly appreciate you and I honor you for that. And I hope you gain something from this call. Let's keep moving it. Y'all can invite people as you want. I promise you I'll be ready to talk about whatever. However, I do like better asking questions and just talking to the newest person on the call and letting us learn from it. So that I find more pleasure in that.
Right.
All right. Hearing none, no more. Y'all take care.
Are you getting on your next call, LT?
I already finished that call. We did that before this call.
Oh shit, am I on the wrong one?
Nah.
Girl, you so silly.
I'm not, am I?
You're on the right one.
Okay.
I do the coaching call before this call. So I do 2 hours back to back. Yeah, I do 1 hour, then I do this hour.
Oh, okay. All right.
She said, you done invited me to the coaching call? And it's soon and very soon. Have a good one, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.